Hello students, this is for class 10th subject computer application. Students, in the last video you had learned about the internet protocols, specifically TCP/IP. So you had learned about TCP/IP and its functions. Today in this video you learn how TCP/IP works. How does it work to transmit the data from the server side to the client side, and how many layers are there which help is to transfer the data. How many layers are there which transmit the data from one to another. So let us see how TCP/IP works. TCP/IP uses the client server model of communication, in which a user or machine, that is a client, is provided a service by another computer, that is a server in the network. That means simply you can say it is a client server model of communication in which the client requests for the services and the server provides the services to the client. Collectively, the TCP/IP suite of protocol is classified as stateless. What is stateless? It means each client request is considered new. Always, whenever the client requests something from the server, it is always considered as a new request because it is unrelated to previous request. Being stateless frees up network paths so they can be used continuously. See further. As I told that every networking model has its different layers, so the TCP/IP model also has the layers. In that transport layer, the transport layer itself is stateful. The transport layer itself, however, is stateful. Means it automatically creates new request. It transmits a single message and its connection remains in place until all the packets in a message have been received and reassembled at the destination. Now it is telling about the model, how the TCP/IP differs from the other networking models. The TCP/IP model differs slightly from the 7-layer OSI model, that is Open System Interconnection model, designed after it. The OSI reference model defines how applications can communicate over and over. Now I will show you a figure that how many layers are there in these two networking models, that is OSI networking model and TCP/IP networking model. There are many more models, but these two are main. Listen, these are the two models: OSI reference model, that is Open System Interconnection, and the TCP/IP reference or conceptual layers. There are different layers from which the data is passed from one to another and finally reaches to the destination. Okay. We start from the downside, that is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and the last is application layer in OSI reference model. But in TCP/IP reference model there are no 7 layers, but here are only 4 layers. That is the network interface first, then network layer, then transport layer, and application layer. Here remember, network interface is also called data link layer, and network layer is also called internetwork layer. Network layer is also called internetwork layer, and network interface is called data link layer. Remember. So our TCP/IP networking model has 4 layers: application, transport, network, and interface. Now let us see how do these layers work to transmit data from one place to another. Before that, I would like to tell what are the protocols used in different layers which help the data to be transmitted from one layer to another layer. So let us see. In network interface layer, there are Ethernet protocol, token ring protocol, and other link layer protocols. In network layer, there are IP, ARP, ICMP, IGMP. In transport layer, TCP and UDP. In application layer, HTTP, FTP, Telnet, SMTP, DNS. Afterwards, you learn about some of these protocols in your syllabus. So let us see how different layers of TCP/IP work. Here you can see TCP/IP model layer. TCP/IP functionality is divided into 4 layers, each of which include the following protocols. The application layer first. The application layer provides applications with standardized data exchange. Its protocol include HTTP, means hypertext transfer protocol, FTP file transfer protocol, POP post office protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, and simple network management protocol. At the application layer, the payload is the actual application data, means the data from the server starts from application layer only to be transferred for the client side. That's what here given, that at the application layer the payload is the actual application data. The next, the transport layer. It is responsible for maintaining end-to-end communication across the network. Means from the server side to the client side, end-to-end communication is maintained by the transport layer. TCP handles communication between host and provides flow control, multiplexing and reliability. The transport protocol include TCP, that is transmission control protocol, and UDP, user datagram protocol, which is sometimes used instead of TCP for a special purpose. Next is network layer. The network layer, also called the internet layer. I told you, internet layer deals with packets and connects independent networks to transport the packet across network boundaries. Means there are different networks, so to different networks the packet is transmitted, the packet is transferred by the network layer. The network layer protocols are the IP and the internet control message protocol, that is IP and ICMP, which is used for error reporting. Thank you. After this, you will watch in the next video for other topics.